All right, September 22nd. For me, that's day 21 on the Camino de Santiago after a day off. It's going to be hard going back to Albergue after laying in bed and no snoring, private bath. So even though it's just a little tiny hostel room, it's a lot nicer than the Albergues. But back to it today. So I'm not sure how far I'm going, but I'm hitting it at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll see how far I get. So next town, but it's like continuous with León. You never hit an open area. It's like the cities just connect. All right, coming up on the town here of La Virgen del Camino, and just on the edge of town here, you're offered an option to take a scenic route or to stay on a route that's going to stay mostly along this road, which for me, I'd much rather take the scenic route. But there's also a warning that says if it's been raining a lot, the scenic route can be very muddy. So that's not appealing because I don't want to be knee deep in mud out there. So since it rained all day yesterday, I guess I'm gonna have to stay with the road route. All right, I'm looking back towards León, and closer there is La Virgen del Camino, and this is first light. By the way, as we're coming through La Virgen del Camino, there are at least 3 different very clearly marked signs where to cut off for the alternative if you're going to take the scenic route. So it would be hard to miss. This is part of the reason I took the road route. So as you can see, this is kind of a mess. So I guess the scenic route probably would have been the muddiness that they warned about. The road route really hasn't been bad at all so far. The walking surface has been great. You just have the highway noise all the time. All right, this is looking backwards directly down the trail. So I got some things in the way preventing me from getting a really good sunrise shot, but it is what it is. All right, next burg today is Albergue de la Virgen. Stork's Nest, I'm guessing. Missed the actual sunrise today, so I'm a little late on it due to my position in trees being in the way and so forth. All right, leaving that town now. So that one cafe is the only thing in Valverde that I saw that would be of any real interest to the pilgrims. As soon as I said that, I take 3 more steps and off the left, El Refugio. So I guess that's an Albergue. Next hill is San Miguel del Camino. That's Curran coming up behind me. A lot of road noise, guys, on this walk, but other than that, it's not bad. Good morning. All right, there's the mountains ahead that we've been looking at for days. Are actually getting closer to getting up into the hills. So I don't know for sure what the rest of today's journey is going to bring, but this is not a bad hike, but it's probably my least favorite day so far on the Camino. Like I said, I'm not saying any day on the Camino is a bad day, but you're pretty much in a commercial area right beside a highway the whole time. And the walking surface is actually pretty good, but the views aren't very good. I mean, just got to rise to the left a couple hundred meters where there's another highway, warehouses. You're not ever rural very long. You're pretty much town to town with a very little break in between. All right, so that town is Villa Rangos del Paramo. And it's been kind of sprawling as we're entering it. A lot of sometimes modern corporate type office buildings and stuff located to your right as you're entering across the other side of the highway. I would guess that's probably due to the fact that it's between 2 major cities, Astorga and León, which are only about 30 miles or 50 kilometers apart. This is an albergue in that town. It's well, actually you can see the sign for the town up ahead, and it's right beside the highway. Okay, this is the older section of Villadangos. A very pretty house in Villadangos, and a very old building. So as you go to the older part of the village of Villadangos, it does take you off the highway for just a bit, maybe a kilometer or 2. but then it puts you right back on the highway again. But in the distance there's promises of some good hiking up in those mountains. The next town coming up I see in the distance there is Saint Martín del Camino. Alright, those last two pictures were advertising Albergues coming into town. Here's another one, Albergue Vieira. Looks like they have an above ground pool right in front of you there. This is the rooms. They have rooms with 4 and 8 beds. Alright, then in San Martin still, and here's the Albergue Santa Ana. I'm going to see if they have a room. I think I'm going to grab it. Alright, so this is Albergue Santa Ana in the town of Saint Martin del Camino. I was offered a private room for €13. I picked the €5 bunk room. She gave me the choice of which bunk. You don't want to be near the bathrooms, which are at the end, because everybody's going there all night. And I took the bottom bunk all the way farthest, so I have the least amount of people next to me. And also, as soon as I did that, she said all the rest of the bottoms are reserved, and she put papers on them indicating it as such. But it seems to be a decent place. Let's take a look around. All right, this is the men's bathroom. So they have a private commode door, and then you have a shower over here. Looks like it's one of those handheld ones. It's just not hung up there at the moment. They also offered dinner for €9. That included a salad and then a rice and chicken dish, and also it included bread, wine, and water with dinner. I don't need to do clothing today, so that saves me a little time. They do have Wi-Fi. I haven't hooked up yet. I don't know if it's fast or slow. Here we have Jack from Australia. I think he's from Melbourne, who passed me earlier, and Karin from Germany. But once again, I got here at 11:15, and so it was no problem. This is a private albergue, and they did have reservations, but a lot of the beds are still open. Let's cover the hiking portion for today. I left at 6, got here at 11:15, so that's 5 hours, 15 minutes, a bit of an easy day for me. It was 24 kilometers though, so it's a pretty standard day, just about 15 miles, an average day on the Camino. And I stopped for breakfast and one other time just to rest. It just went by quick today for some reason. So that was the hiking portion for today. You first come into Santa Ana. Here's the reception and check-in. It's also a little cafe they run here. I assume this is where they'll have the pilgrim dinner. By the way, you notice these are just grapes just hanging right down here into our courtyard at the Santa Ana Albergue. This is the far back. If you walk through they have a little common area there, and if you walk to the far back of the Albergue, they have a nice little peaceful area back here. I really like this. You see here, look at the chickens if you want. Actually, those are turkeys, some of them. All right, so I'm checked into the Albergue here, which I'm real happy with. And I thought we'd take a walk into see the rest of the town, because I'll probably leave it dark and otherwise wouldn't see it. This is the Albergue Peregrino San Martin del Camino. So I think this is the municipal here. So there's a public cafe right around the corner here. One of the cafes. This one looks pretty popular with the locals. These aren't pilgrims here. Another bar and cafe across the street. They do advertise a pilgrim's menu at this one. Not sure what the structure is here, unless it's a rather small water tower. All right, that's looking at the way I'll go out tomorrow. And that's pretty much your tour of Saint Martin. It's a pretty small town. But this is our pilgrim dinner. Oh, the lights just went out. Not sure what happened there, but too many cooks in the kitchen, I think. All right, maybe I just wasn't meant to get this shot, so the Camino has decided this shot has to be in the dark. All right, apparently the Camino changed its mind. So here's our pilgrim dinner. Oh, the waitress singing. This has been an awesome experience, this dinner. It kind of reminds me of the movie The Way, where Martin Sheen walks into his first dinner, and I mean, it was kind of like that. I know it's a bit corny, but that's what it was like. So awesome international experience with a bunch of new people. All right, so after dinner, they brought us out little desserts, and then they brought us out shooters, which are like, I mean, it tastes like grain alcohol. Burns right through you. It tastes really good. So we're now, I'm told our stomachs are clean.
Cheers! 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 Arriba, abajo, al centro, por dentro. Just go! Buen camino! Buen camino! Salud!
So the communal dinner at Santa Ana, what a great time. I mean, I don't know if all the other, there were 3 tables. I don't know if they all had as good a time as I did and everybody else at my table, but you know, when you're done with dinner, they give you a little dessert, and then they bring out like grain alcohols, and you're shooting that down. So everybody's going to sleep pretty good tonight. I don't know if they'll snore or not, but you might not care. But anyway, it was a great time. It really was. One of those times along the community that you hope to have.
Action!
Action!
Okay. Hi, my name is Jörg. I'm from Germany, Hamburg in the north. Yeah, my Camino is just for me. It's my Camino, and I'm just walking it, and I enjoy it very, very much. Okay? Salud.
Cheers, Jörg.
Cheers.
And it's been a pleasure. I've spent a few dinners with you, a few albergues with you, and it's been a pleasure every time.
Okay, a pleasure with you.
Cheers.